Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are going to continue to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Sutta Vacha.
Sutta
Jagre Paurusham Rupam.
Jagrahe Paurusham Rupam
Bhagavan Mahad Adibihe.
Bhagavan Mahadivi
Sambhutam Shodasha Kalam.
Sambhutam Shodashakalam
Ado Loka Sisrikshaya.
Adoloka Shishya.
Would somebody like to read?
Can I read the first one?
Please. Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Sutta said, translation, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for the material creation. And thus, at first, there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universe. Purport. The Bhagavad Gita states that the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, maintains these material universes by extending his plenary expansions. So, this Purusha form is the confirmation of the same principle. The original personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, or Lord Krishna, who is famous as the son of King Vasudeva or King Nanda, is full with all potencies, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. A part of his opulence is manifested as impersonal Brahman, and a part of his opulence is manifested as Paramatma. This Purusha feature of the same personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the original Paramatma manifestation of the Lord. There are three Purusha features in the material creation, and this form, who is known as Karnodakshay Vishnu, is the first of three. The others are known as Garbhodakshay Vishnu and the Shirodakshay Vishnu, which we shall know one after another. The innumerable universes are generated from the skin holes of this Karanodakshay Vishnu. And in each one of the universe, the Lord enters as Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
So who are the Purusha incarnations?
The Karanodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu.
And so what's happening with Karnodakshay Vishnu?
Karnodakshay Vishnu is Mahavishnu, right?
Mahatattva,
Yes.
he's the
Yes. So what is he doing?
From him, in his breathing, exhaling, and inhaling, all the universes are coming out.
Yeah, that's right. From his skin holes, from the pores of his skin. So this is how the material creation is happening. You know, it's Krishna is expanded as these three Purushas, and these universes are coming from the body of Mahavishnu. And what does Garbhodakshay Vishnu do?
From his navel, the Brahmaji is coming from his navel, and a lotus comes out from his navel, and then on top of that, Brahmaji is there, and he does the creation.
Yeah, that's right. So this Karnodakshay Vishnu, he expands and enters into every universe as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And then what does the Shirodakshay Vishnu do?
Shirodakshay Vishnuji is the Paramatma. He enters each and every living being and atom in as the Karnodakshay Vishnu, as Karnodakshay Vishnu.
Shirodakshay. Yeah.
Sorry, Shirodakshay Vishnu.
Yeah. So Karnodakshay Vishnu, from his body, all these universes are coming. This same Karnodakshay Vishnu expands, enters into every universe as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Same Garbhodakshay Vishnu expands and enters into every atom as Shirodakshay Vishnu. Actually, these three Purushas are one and the same. They are one personality. Sometimes even Karnodakshay Vishnu is called as Garbhodakshay and vice versa, because these are the Purusha incarnation of the Supreme Lord. It's the same. Mahavishnu is expanding Garbhodakshay. Garbhodakshay is expanding as Paramatma, Shirodakshay. So this is how Krishna is creating the material universe. Krishna is saying that Krishna is telling Arjun, oh, what is the use of such knowledge when by a single part of my splendor I am pervading the entire world. So that he's speaking about his Paramatma feature, that how by a single portion of him he's pervading the entire world by this Paramatma feature. So the Brahma Jyoti is also a part of opulence of Krishna, because the Brahma Jyoti is coming from the body of Krishna. Paramatma is his expansion, as we just heard. So Krishna, he has all opulences, all potencies, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, all renunciation. This is the meaning of Bhagwan as given by Parasara Muni. And it is Lord Krishna who has all this. And so Lord Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan, original personality of Godhead.
In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also mentioned that the material world is created at certain intervals and then again destroyed. This creation and destruction is done by the supreme will because of the conditioned souls or the Nitya Baddhas, living beings. The Nitya Baddha or the eternally conditioned souls have the sense of individuality or ahankar, which dictates to them sense enjoyment, which they are unable to have constitutionally. The Lord is the only enjoyer, and all others are enjoyed. The living beings are predominated enjoyers, but the eternally conditioned soul, forgetful of this constitutional position, have strong aspirations to enjoy. The chance to enjoy matter is given to the conditioned souls in the material world, and side by side, they are given the chance to understand their real constitutional position. Those fortunate living beings who catch the truth and surrender onto the lotus feet of Vasudeva after many, many births in the material world join the eternally liberated souls and thus are allowed to enter into the kingdom of God. After this, such fortunate living entities need not come again within the occasional material creation. But those who cannot catch the constitutional truth are again merged into the Mahatattva at the time of annihilation of the material creation. When the creation is again set up, this Mahatattva is again let loose. This Mahatattva contains all the ingredients of the material manifestation, including the conditioned souls. Primarily, this Mahatattva is divided into 16 parts, namely the 5 gross material elements and the 11 working instruments or senses. It is like the cloud in the clear sky. In the spiritual sky, the effulgence of Brahman is spread all around, and the whole system is dazzling in the spiritual light. the Mahatattva is assembled in some corner of the vast, unlimited spiritual sky. And within this Mahatattva, there are innumerable universes. All these universes are collectively produced by the Karanodakshaya Vishnu, called as the Mahavishnu, who simply throws his glance to impregnate the material sky.
So here, why is the material world created? Krishna is saying, of course, that this is the temporary creation. He's saying in Bhagavad Gita, it is created and annihilated again and again. So we are understanding the creation happens at intervals. Then once it is destroyed, what happens to the living entities? The living entities who understand the real nature is spiritual, who are ready to go back home to Godhead, back to Godhead, they go to the spiritual world. But those who are eternally conditioned, who are not yet ready to go back home, back to Godhead, what happens? They again merge into the body of Mahavishnu. When we merge into the body of Mahavishnu, okay, we can give the example. Jiva Goswami says, when a green bird is entering a green tree, does it mean the bird becomes the tree?
No.
No. So the bird is entering the green tree, but the bird still remains as a bird, and he's just inside the tree. Similarly, when the souls be at the time of annihilation, when we enter into the body of Mahavishnu, we still remain individual souls. We don't become Mahavishnu. We can never become Mahavishnu. We continue to remain as individual souls. We are kind of sleeping, like how we go to sleep in our bed in the night. At the time of destruction, the souls who are not yet ready to go back to the spiritual world, they go to sleep in the body of Mahavishnu, wake up again for the creation to happen. Again, we are given a chance to realize that we are meant to be, that we each have a loving relationship with God. Now, the reason this material creation is happening and we are put here is because we get a desire to enjoy separate from God. The soul needs enjoyment, needs pleasure, anandamaya vyasya. But when the soul gets a wrongful desire to enjoy separate from God, that's why we are put in the material world, to try and enjoy separate from God. But we can see that we get baffled in our attempts. We do feel some enjoyment. Yes, that's what keeps us here in the material world. But it does not give us that complete satisfaction that what we are looking for. That satisfaction we will get only when we learn to enjoy in relation with Krishna. When we learn to re-establish our relationship with Krishna. So here the 16 elements that are said are created in the Mahatattva. Mahatattva is, before the elements are created, all the ingredients are there, like you're making a cake, everything is mixed up, but not yet baked. The cake has not yet come out. Sorry, so all the ingredients are there. And what are they called here? The 16? 16 is the 5 gross elements. Does anyone know what's the 5 gross elements?
It is the earth, water, fire, air, ether.
That's right. And the working instruments or senses.
It is
There are
the
5 and
eyes,
5, 5 knowledge. Yes, eyes.
nose, ears, skin, and tongue,
Yeah,
the mouth.
yeah. And
And the 5 others are the hands, legs,
yeah,
genitals, reproductive organs, and it is the word mouth, the
Yeah.
eating, the taste, right?
Yeah, mouth, yeah. And then there is the mind.
Also,
The mind is the
मन
11th
बुद्धि है,
sense.
yeah.
हाँ
मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार, चार ये।
तो उसमें से ये बिकॉज जो सेंसेस है उसमें मन आ जाएगा, बुद्धि और अहंकार नहीं आता है, तो उसके लिए वो 16 मन आ गया उसमें, द किंग ऑफ द सेंसेस। हाँ, तो इसके लिए
शिल्पा
16 हो गया। हाँ,
हरे कृष्णा, थोड़ा ये
हरे
हिंदी
कृष्ण।
में एक्सप्लेन करो ना महातत्व के बारे में।
महातत्व तो जैसे ये ब्रह्मन है, पूरा ब्रह्मन ब्रह्म ज्योति है। हाँ, सब
Shilpa ji, I have the
सब
Hindi book. If you want, I can read that Hindi part and then you can
हाँ
explain. Is it okay?
हाँ, प्लीज, या
Only from this I will read.
प्लीज, यस, थैंक
Okay.
यू।
Yeah.
पूरा पैराग्राफ पढ़ नेहा, पूरा पैराग्राफ
शुरू से, मतलब इसमें यहाँ से, ओके, ये वाला पैराग्राफ, ओके, आई विल जस्ट रीड इट।
या
श्रीमद् भगवत गीता में यह भी उल्लेख है कि भौतिक जगत निश्चित अवधि के लिए उत्पन्न किया जाता है और फिर विनष्ट कर दिया जाता है। यह सृजन तथा संहार नित्यबद्ध जीवों के कारण श्री भगवान की इच्छा से किया जाता है। नित्यबद्ध जीवों में वैयक्तिक भाव या अहंकार होता है जो उन्हें इंद्रिय भोग का आदेश देता है। स्वाभाविक रूप से जीव भोग करने में असक्षम है। श्री भगवान ही एकमात्र भोक्ता है और शेष सब भोग्य है। जीव पराधीन भोगता है, लेकिन नित्यबद्ध जीव इस स्वाभाविक अवस्था को भूल जाने के कारण ही भोग की दृढ़ इच्छा करता है। बद्ध जीवों को भौतिक जगत में पदार्थ को भोगने का अवसर दिया जाता है, किंतु इसके साथ ही उन्हें अपना वास्तविक स्वरूप समझने का अवसर भी प्रदान किया जाता है। जो जीव इतने भाग्यशाली होते हैं कि भौतिक संसार में अनेक जन्मों के पश्चात इस सत्य को ग्रहण करके श्री वासुदेव के चरण कमलों की शरण में जाते हैं, वे नित्य मुक्त जीवों के साथ श्री भगवान के परम धाम में प्रवेश करने के अधिकारी होते हैं। इसके पश्चात ऐसे भाग्यशाली जीवों को समय समय पर सृजित इस भौतिक सृष्टि में आने की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ती, किंतु जो जीव स्वाभाविक सत्य को ग्रहण नहीं कर पाते, वे इस सृष्टि के प्रलय के समय महत तत्व में पुनः मिल जाते हैं। जब पुनः सृष्टि होती है तो ये महत तत्व पुनः उन्मुक्त होता है। इस महत तत्व में भौतिक प्राकृत्य की सारी सामग्रियां विद्यमान होती हैं, जिनमें बद्ध जीव भी सम्मिलित रहते हैं। मूलतः यह महत्व तत्व 16 अंशों में विभक्त किया जाता है। ये है 5 स्थूल भौतिक तत्व तथा 11 कर्मेंद्रियां। यह स्वच्छ आकाश में बादल के समान होता है। आध्यात्मिक आकाश में ब्रह्म का तेज चारों ओर फैला रहता है और समग्र मंडल दिव्य प्रकाश से अलौकिक रहता है। इस विस्तृत असीम आध्यात्मिक आकाश के किसी कोने में महत तत्व एकत्रित होता है और आकाश का जितना भाग महत तत्व से ढका रहता है वह भौतिक आकाश कहलाता है। महत तत्व का यह भाग संपूर्ण आध्यात्मिक आकाश का नग्नय अंश होता है। इस महत तत्व के भीतर असंख्य ब्रह्मांड रहते हैं। ये समस्त ब्रह्मांड कारणोदक्षाय विष्णु या महाविष्णु द्वारा भौतिक आकाश पर केवल दृष्टिपात करने से उत्पन्न होते हैं।
तो ब्रह्म ज्योति is expanding everywhere, सब जगह, unlimited ब्रह्म ज्योति. One portion of this Brahma Jyoti gets covered by a dark cloud called Mahatattva. And that is where the material creation happens. So we can see actually the material creation is also happening on the Brahman. Because nothing can exist without the Brahman. The Brahman is everywhere, everywhere. Material world is also on Brahman, but only it's dark. They put a dark cloud. That dark cloud is called Mahatattva. And this is very small portion of the of the spiritual sky, of the unlimited, because Brahman is pervading everywhere. One tiny portion is Mahatattva. And this is where material creation is happening, where Mahavishnu, by his glance, he agitates the modes, puts the living entities there, and material creation happens. Samajh mein aaya, auntie?
So
Yeah,
this is the
Mahatattva.
material world, right? This is the
Yes.
material world.
Yes, material world. In the Mahatattva, all the ingredients are there: earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, the senses, everything is there, but not manifest. Nothing is manifest as yet. After Mahavishnu manifests, glances, agitation happens, slowly, everything becomes manifest. So this whole creation is there for us to realize that our real enjoyment is in relation to Krishna. When we can again re-establish our relationship with him, then we can really have the correct way to enjoy, which will really give us bliss. And those souls who understand this, they go to the spiritual world. They go to join the Nitya Muktas. And once anyone goes to the spiritual world, he also becomes a Nitya Mukta. And those souls who still want to continue to enjoy without Krishna, who want to say, no, why shall I enjoy with Krishna? Then those souls, we continue to remain here in the material world, and we are called Nitya Bhada. We are acting out of our false ego. Yes?
It's so nice, no? Nice. हाँ, और हम उल्टा करते हैं ना, हम भोक्ता बने हुए हैं मटीरियल वर्ल्ड में। एक्चुअल में भोग्य हैं हम। ओनली कृष्णा इज भोक्ता और ऑल जीवा इज भोग्य।
So now you tell me which words in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, only Krishna is Bhokta.
हाँ
याद है आपको?
हाँ
कौन सा
और
वर्स
ये
में कृष्णा क्या?
हाँ
With,
और एक दृष्टि एक दृष्टि डालते हैं और सारा जगत बन जाता है विष्णु।
हाँ
करुणा दृष्टिपात करते हैं और सारा जगत बन जाता है।
हाँ, और ऐसे है, सृष्टि का ऐसे ही प्रचार हुआ है। भागवतम में हम सीख रहे हैं, क्योंकि नहीं तो लोग वंडर करते हैं कि ये कैसे आए, सृष्टि कैसे बनी, क्यों बनी, किसने बनाई। तो भागवतम से हमें पता पड़ रहा है।
हाँ।
ये कृष्णा, वो उनका जो एक्सपेंशन है महाविष्णु, उनके दृश्य से आता है, बनता है ये सृष्टि। उनके पोर से पूरे यूनिवर्सेस निकल रहे हैं। और क्यों? क्योंकि हमारे को रेक्टिफाई करना है, हमारे ये अनलॉफुल डिजायर, to make us understand that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Our enjoyment is really when we can enjoy together with Krishna, in relation to Krishna. The Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam, sarvaloka maheshwaram, suhridam, what's that? Suhridam sarva bhutanam, gyatva mam shanti mrichati. Krishna says, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam, that I'm the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, I'm the proprietor of all the planets and all the demigods. I'm best well-wisher of all living entities, Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. And then knowing this, one can get peaceful. One becomes peaceful when one understands that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the best friend of all living entities. Suridam Sarvabhutanam, yeah. So this is what Krishna is saying. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So understanding the super excellent position of Krishna. Yeah, Krishna is the creator of this world. So because he's the creator, he's the owner. Because he's the owner, he's the controller. And he's best well-wisher, best friend of ours. Did anyone else want to add anything? And so we'll stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.